It's been 1 whole year since we bought this abandoned piece of land here in Portugal, and our goal is to build the place of our dreams. In this 1 year, we've done a lot. We've built a yurt, cleared the land, and started building our very own tiny house. But now, the most anticipated moment has arrived. It's time to demolish the abandoned house. Originally, we planned to renovate it, but after seeing its structure up close, we realised it was better to demolish and build a new one from scratch. We're going to build a beautiful 130 square metre house with high ceilings, 2 bedrooms, lots of glass, and a very modern design. So, let's get started. Let's demolish this house.
Day 1 of the main house build.
Wow!
Starts now.
Woo! There are things that we want to do ourselves here on the land, but some jobs are better done by professionals. They not only do it better, it can even be cheaper in the end. Demolition is one of those things. The house was full of abandoned stuff, furniture, dishes, rubbish, and the crew already cleared it out. Once empty, it was clear the structure was in terrible shape, poorly built walls, and a nearly collapsing roof. We tried to learn the history of this house, but to be honest, every neighbour tells a different story. We're not even too sure if anyone truly lived here. There was no bathroom, no running water, and the kitchen was just a room with an old oven.
Before we demolish the house itself, we're starting with another structure right next to it.
First demolition of the day. Oh God. If you guys remember this concrete structure that we found on the first month of the land, and this was abandoned, yeah, we're gonna put this to the ground. We also found the ruin on the first month. This ruin, we're gonna make some really cool projects in the future. But this one, it has no structure at all. So let's just put it to the ground.
While our friend Tiago demolishes that part, we're checking out some of the remaining items from the house. We found some vintage cutlery, fondue forks, and vinyl records, like Scorpions and Queen, and we're keeping a few of those. And now it's finally time to demolish the house.
Guys, this is actually such a surreal moment. This is honestly like the beginning of everything, you know? The fact that it's like really happening, you know? Wow, I can't believe we're really doing this. That's how I feel. I kind of feel a bit emotional, like the fact we're actually beginning this journey.
That's life. I don't know how long it took to build this house, but in just a few hours, it was gone. Tiago started with the roof, which gave in quickly. It was already falling apart. The walls had no beams, just bricks. He did the whole demolition with a digger, using a claw to carefully take the house down bit by bit.
But one thing that was really difficult to remove was this huge concrete oven. The whole demolition took way less time than we expected. Tiago did such a great job. While he was working, we went out to buy materials to continue building our tiny house, which by the way, we'll be moving later on in this video.
Para!
The house is being demolished, but the tiny house project is still going strong. We want to build a tiny house for under 30,000 euros, just the two of us. Now we're buying materials to cover the exterior and finish the outside.
Well, the house is pretty much demolished. Those 2 beautiful pillars there, we're gonna make a gate with that for our entrance. So we're gonna reuse those. But this is the moment that we're gonna move the tiny house over to that top. We're gonna move the tiny house because the tiny house is not supposed to be here anyway. Yeah, I was just here because it's next to the container, it's easy to build. Now we're gonna continue the build of the tiny house over to that top. And here will be a space for trucks and deliveries and everything. So it's the time now. Guys, I'm really tense. I don't know if this is gonna go right. Let's go, let's see.
Moving the tiny house is a dedicated process. If this rope pulling breaks, it could roll downhill or tip over, or the structure that we made might not be strong enough and fall apart. Honestly, we were really nervous during this move.
Right, the tiny house is going up. Oop, it's a bit scary because it's obviously, this is a test to see how well we've built this thing. But it's doing pretty well. It's going up the hill, so Now, as soon as he gets it onto the level bit, it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, I'm just really afraid because straight line is okay, but once he goes there and he has to go like this.
I don't think that's the problem.
No?
No. Oh god, oh god, oh god! This is painful to watch. This is painful to watch. Eliezer, don't stand so close. Get back. Eliezer, don't stand behind it, I'm telling you. If it falls... Eliezer, you're right in the way here.
Now is that part I was really scared. Because it was straight line here and now he has to come like this. Olha só, cara. Até que tá indo, né? Nossa, tá bem baixo ali, ó. Nossa. Para! Well, because of that wheel, they're putting up the wheel, so this goes up as well. That's good. Bom, ali embaixo agora já tá bem melhor. Mas ainda acho que vai tocar um pouco. Não, agora vai tocar, vou tocar. Parou.
Vamos pôr uns calços aqui, ó. Vamos pôr uns calços na roda, que aí ela sobe. Eu acho umas tábuas ali. Não vai não, ela tá entrando pra terra. Então, vamos pôr umas tábuas ali, ó. Ela dá um... Vai não, vai.
Ó, tá entrando.
Tá quase lá, mas tem que... Eita, tá bem no chão agora.
Não, mas ele vai levar, porque não subiu.
Eita, tá mesmo no chão, hein? Oh, tá.
There was a slope that made the back of the house almost touch the ground. We placed wooden boards under the wheels and that helped a bit, but it was still scraping the ground. It was intense, but this tiny house is solid. We were afraid it might fall to pieces, but it held up. That's one of the advantages of a tiny house. It's affordable, doesn't require permits, you can build it without much experience, and you can move it. And this place right here is going to be its permanent location here on the land.
Yes, guys, we have a new address for our tiny house. It looks so much better here. Look at the view that we have. I think like those two cars, they stopped there on the road just to watch us making this. It's very hard. So that our stone wall will be here, and you can see the empty space there. That was the tiny house. It's empty, and the abandoned house is no longer a house. Perfect. Wow.
Exactly. We're also going to build a beautiful traditional Portuguese stone wall on this part of the land. Basically, it's going to be a big retaining wall to hold the soil and make the space look way better. So very near in the future, the land will be getting another massive upgrade. Okay, so let's just give you guys a quick tour. Welcome to the abandoned house, which is no longer. So now we have... Honestly, he came with the digger and basically knocked everything down in one day. It's quite funny because the only structural columns we had were these granite ones. And they weren't even supporting the house, it was literally on the outside. So we're going to reuse these for the rest. Yeah, it's gotta go. But yeah, look, this is the house now. I can't believe it looks so different. And yes, all of this happened in just one day. We also installed Wi-Fi, but we didn't get a chance to film it in this video. And now that we have Wi-Fi, we're also going to be setting up our security cameras.
Welcome to the new address of the tiny house.
The next step for the tiny house is to install a waterproof membrane on the roof, the same one that we used on the walls. It protects against water, wind, and helps with humidity. It's a simple process. Stretch it across the roof and staple it down. I started with the lower layers first, then I layered the membrane on top so the water can get in. While I was doing that, Ida was painting the windows.
So the spray, how's the spray?
The spray gun didn't work at all. It was super patchy, and now I'm going with a brush. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm trying to make it work with what we have, because I did one and now I have to do them all. So let's see.
Yeah.
The steep part of the roof was trickier. I couldn't stretch the membrane properly without risking to fall, so I used a ladder and stapled little by little. In the end, well, it worked. Same process, bottom first, then top, covering everything.
Good guys, the house is watertight. It doesn't matter if it rains now, it's all watertight. And meanwhile, our friend Thiago with the digger, he takes all the demolition with his digger, puts all on his truck and takes somewhere else. He's so fast. And within like 2 to 3 days, there's no house anymore. Look at the speed, guys. This guy did this all in 2 to 3 days. So fast. Put on his truck and takes somewhere else.
Some things don't take long and some things do take long. For example, my windows. I literally had this whole plan to use the spray gun and spray on the paint. It would be super fast, super easy. Yet my spray gun was really bad. I don't recommend that. And apparently I mixed the paint wrong with the solution because you're meant to dilute it. But then somebody said you needed to use water because that one's an oil paint. Anyway, it was basically something that I thought would take 1 day is now taken like 2 to 3 because we had to go buy more paint. But yeah, it is what it is. Right now though, I found a good solution. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna do one more coat and then she should be good to go. And the demolition is almost finished.
The only thing we're gonna reuse from the house are those stone pillars. We're gonna use them to make like a base for the gates, for the entrance of the land. So this, guys, is the entrance of the land. And we're gonna put those pillars in here. Here he comes with the pillar, the first one. And in the future, this entrance will be looking even better because we're gonna put some stone walls and the tiny house will be ready. It will be looking incredible. I'll tell you guys that.
Thiago brought up the first pillar and was about to put it in place, but then the rope snapped. The pillar fell all the way down the slope. To get it back up, he tied a longer rope and dragged it up with the digger. It looked like the digger was about to flip over. The pillar was super heavy, but in the end, he managed to leave it safely off to the side. Next week, we'll dig a hole, pour concrete, and set those beautiful pillars in place. It's going to look amazing.
Right, the digger guy finished his work. It's now 5 o'clock, and yeah, it's pretty much clean. It's not 100%, still have to clean a bit more there. Take some furniture over here, but I'm gonna do something that Eda's mom and Bogdan told us to do, which is I'm gonna mark out the dimensions of the house and spray with this yellow paint to have a better vision of the project that we're doing on the next 12 months. So this is not for nothing. We're not gonna measure and start digging out stuff, just for me and Eda to visualize the dimensions of everything. Let's go. House dimensions are 9 meters 45 and 6 meters 90, and the house should start right here on this line. Well, this is the dimensions, 690 by 945. Still gonna draw the mezzanine. That's it, pretty much in the middle, where the rooms are gonna be. 2 rooms, and yeah, now we can have a better idea of that.
Wow. Well, do you know what? To be honest, I'm really surprised at the size because I thought it was gonna stop here, but actually we have another 1.5 meters, maybe 2 meters to the front, which is great. That makes a massive difference.
Very square.
It's very square, but there's nothing wrong with that. Look, so here I'll be in the kitchen. Yeah, I'll be cooking here. I'll hopefully have the view. And then I turn around. Oh, hey guys. Yeah. Watch something on the TV? Nice. Then here, nice deck. Wow, I like it. I like it a lot.
Actually, I drew a really bad outline of the house, but it gives a sense of the house size. 130 square meters, 2 floors, 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. I also drew how the rooms will be laid out. This, guys, is gonna be our next big project, building a new house. And we'll be starting that really soon. But first, let's finish the tiny house. So, costs. This week we spent 0 on the tiny house. Not much progress because we were busy doing the demolition, but we can talk about the demolition costs. We had 3 people working to clean the house and handle other tasks. And one of these people were Thiago, the digger driver that demolished the house and cleaned up everything. The total cost for a week of work cleaning the house, demolishing and cleaning everything was 2,600 euros. Those are the costs this week. This doesn't add up with the costs with the tiny house, and we see you guys next week. Bye bye! Subscribe, of course.